Whew, okay, so a couple years ago, a very unwise man came out in an interview when he did some press in 2009, and of course I'm referring to good old Triple H. And when he was talking about fans and what the fans want and making decisions, he made an interesting comment about people like myself and people like you, my subscribers, and many people who are labelled as internet wrestling fans, which has a negative connotation among a lot of people for some reason. However, he made this interesting remark, and he said this: he doesn't pay attention to people like us and what they say, because we are the minority, and anything they say really doesn't matter, and that he listens to the fans in attendance. Those are the critics that he listens to. And it's very interesting that after that statement was made, many a time has that come back to bite him in his ass and in his overly sized nose. And we just seen Monday Night Raw, Slammy Awards Monday Night Raw, and I watched it for the first time. I watched a full episode of Raw because I kind of skipped through it, and it was so interesting listening to the audience, the fans in attendance. And thank you so much, Seattle. And Dalxyman, one of the big time YouTubers here, he just did a video and it inspired me to do a video, so thank you for the inspiration, by the way, to talk about this audience reaction to Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw. And when you look at it, it's been this growing thing ever since he debuted. And I remember way back before he ever debuted, and he even signed with the company, and people used to talk about him signing with the company and how he should be there, how he's better than Chris Benoit, which he always was. And there was always something. And I remember those idiots on Between the Ropes, most notably Brian Fritz. Oh, well, I don't think he has the personality to be there. He's a solid wrestler, but really lacking in the personality department. And I disagreed with that. Heavily disagreed with that. And just for the record, Mr. Fritz, Between the Ropes, anytime you want to go, anytime you want to go on here, I am fucking ready. Trust me. Anyways, you have people like that say he doesn't have personality and all of that nonsense. He signs with the company and people are like worried about how he's going to do, how he's going to survive. He debuts on NXT, and it's like ever since he debuted with the company, there has always been some label, some cross, something that they have stuck him with to kind of justify their reasons for why he won't get over or catch on in the way that you think a guy like him of his talent should. And when he debuted, they had that Michael Cole commentary, if you remember, Miz pretty much telling everyone this guy's boring and he has no charisma and he's got no personality and he'll never get over. He doesn't have what it takes to make it in this company. And it was a storyline, but they kept going with it. And it was done in a way that was kind of malicious, because you would never get a comeback, where it was almost seemed like they were doing it on purpose. Then he gets fired, the fans revolt against that, the fans demand he's brought back, he comes back to the company, everything's hunky-dory. Nope. He has his US title run, gives Rick Miz one of the best matches he's ever had, makes him look like Ric Flair, has this great run as a US champion. Then they start doing the boring thing again and start saying that this guy, you know, making fun of his size. I remember Maurice did a promo saying to Ted DiBiase, "You should be ashamed losing to a guy that's smaller than me, a geek that's smaller than me." Then the very next year, it was the same thing. He wasn't even on WrestleMania. Then they gave Sin Cara his push, more or less. What a great deal that, what a great thing that was. He wins Money in the Bank. He is put on a losing streak. He cashes in Money in the Bank, makes the best of the situation he's given, gets over and overachieves in their minds. And I'll never forget when he came out for WrestleMania, of course, that famous WrestleMania match, when he comes out, and as he's coming out, I'll never forget my thought process, thinking they might make one of the biggest mistakes they've ever made in about 15 minutes. Fortunately or unfortunately, it was 18 seconds, and it was all designed to humiliate the heel so that we all laugh and chant 18 seconds. However, what happened was the fans rebelled against that, didn't even care for Sheamus, and chanted for Daniel Bryan. Your number one guy on SmackDown was supposed to be Sheamus, and it wasn't. He was nowhere near as... I guarantee you they wanted Sheamus to have that popularity, but he didn't. Daniel Bryan overshadowed him in the personality department, even though Sheamus is 6'4". then you go into that year, and then they kind of, oh, fine, we'll reluctantly give you something. He had that little feud with CM Punk and that storyline with AJ Lee. Phased out of that very quickly, put with Kane, made the best out of that situation. The guy was Mr. Entertainment during that. So popular, so over, and they were finding little things to do, like just phase him out. Fans were still cheering for him, still chanting for him. Your fans wanted him after WrestleMania, and they kind of gave it, but not in the full dose that it needed to be given in. Then you fast forward into late 2012, the tag team with Kane still going very strong. I thought he was the man of the match at TLC last year. I thought he was just commanding in that match, and I said it in my review. Go back and check it. Look at what I said. This guy can do the bare minimum of moves and not even show his full moveset, and the fans will just be going crazy for him. Imagine what they do if they put him in more main events, singles and main events, and let him really take off the chains and do what he wants. The fans won't even be, the fans are going to explode, literally going to explode. We go to the next year, this year, taking a while to kind of do anything with him in the tag team with Kane. They eventually start phasing him out of the tag team with Kane. He had that fun little match at WrestleMania, and I was really happy to see him win. He was so popular there on that show too. He has a great run with the Shield, with Kane, giving the Shield their best matches, whether it's singles or multi-person matches. It looks like he's being phased out. He has, really putting on a show, I felt, every night, night after night after night. Once again, proving that what I've said for the longest time, the guy's better than Chris Benoit. We go into the summer. It looks like the singles push is on its way. And then they start doing the weak link storyline, which I understood why they wanted to do that, because he has the self-doubt. But the way that that story was written was so poor that he actually looked like a whiny little cunt after a while. It was that bad, and I apologise if any kids have heard me use that word. I don't usually use that word. Well, not on here anyways. We then go into the summer, and I remember everyone doing videos. Dalxyman did videos, I did videos, NYG for Life did videos, RVD Tito for Life even did a video, Solly Monster on his podcast did endless videos on TV tracks. Daniel Bryan, where's the singles push? Is it going to happen? He doesn't win at Money in the Bank, and that is understandable because Orton wins because he's going to swerve on him at SummerSlam to set up that ending. That's fine, but he would have been better served had he won a #1 contenders match the next night, or a battle royal or something, and basically tapped out like a Mark Henry, and I think that would have really boosted him up even more. Instead, he's picked as the contender, which kind of hurt him a little bit, and I think kind of hurt fans' belief in him. I think some of his promos didn't help him in the fact that they were giving him material where he was pretty much telling you that he thinks he's small and weak, which is really dumb, by the way. I don't know why you would have a guy say that when you're trying to sell tickets with him, but again, that's their little cross that they want to hang on him so he doesn't go all the way. SummerSlam happens, and he puts on a show. I think he did well in the promos that he was given. I still think that he is an underrated promo. Look at the promo face-off that him and Cena did. I thought that was excellent, actually, by the way. That really hyped me up for that match. He wins the belt. Orton Swerve turns on him. A new storyline is created. Everyone is buzzed about that. Now Orton's got to go up against the evil establishment. And you know what? I wasn't upset when he lost the belt. I was actually like, okay, this works. I'm ready. The story was so badly written and so one-sided on one side that they kind of hurt Daniel Bryan. And I'm telling you right now, he is held back by a poor and... what is he? The creative team couldn't write an online shopping list to Asda and have it arrive on Wednesday if their lives depended on it, let alone write a wrestling storyline. It's that bad. And you see the way things are, and you see the way the program developed. He couldn't have one comeback in his promos, one comeback in some of his segments. Hunter is just completely shitting on the guy in every promo. The infamous, guys like you who are good little hands, but if you ran the company or you were in the spot that you wanted to be in, then this company would be out of business. And Daniel Bryan can't fire back with, well, you were never the guy too, or something. Nope. because they don't want him to get over past a certain point. They try and put his heat onto Big Show. The fans didn't care. Big Show and Orton was a dud. Then they try and parlay that to Cena and Orton again for the 100th time. Unification bout to kind of, it's like putting sprinkles and icing on a turd outside and saying, oh, here you go. That's what it was to me. And I was so happy that this night, Monday Night Raw, once again, those fans rebelled. They rebelled about what you're trying to give them. They were not fucking having it. They were chanting Daniel Bryan, and if those were true fan votes, we know that the fans want him. 3 awards, which is great. Their little face-off with Shawn Michaels, which was great. The fans are still with him, even more so than they were before. Then the segment for the Championship Ascension and Hunter's promo, and I was so happy that it was Hunter's promo, and they chanted over him, yes, 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 not let's go Cena, not RKO, not we want Big Show, not Triple H, not anyone else. They were chanting Daniel Bryan, and I was so happy that they did that in that man's promo, and I loved the look on that man's face, Daniel Bryan, as it was happening. The smirk on his face was priceless. I was so happy that these fans did not give a shit about Randy Orton in particular, because that guy he's the Kim Kardashian of pro wrestling to me right now. Pleasant to look at, but really, does he do anything? Does he have anything up in here? Nope. So who gives a shit, really? And I was so happy that those fans kept chanting, and it was interesting when Hunter tried to make one of his little snide remarks, oh, your family in here, and I know that's supposed to be part of the show, but I was so happy when the fans still kept on going, and they were even louder and more passionate about it. And one of the guys that is responsible for the decision making as to what happens on TV, and the woman, Stephanie, were both there, and those fans fucking ate them alive on live TV, and I was so happy to see that. And it was so good to see people just rebelling against what they wanted to give them. And then when Cena did that promo, granted it did come off a bit pandering to me in my opinion, but it was interesting that it kind of played up to the feelings that people have. The whole entire audience is chanting for this man, and he's not even really going to be in the main event segment. And to me, it's like the company need to take the chains off, take off the labels. You're so scared that using him goes out of your comfort zone. Go with him. That's when pro wrestling is at its best for me. When you have a range of diverse and unique different personalities and styles clashing with each other. That whole styles makes fights things. It works in pro wrestling, and it's like they're so scared to go there with him that they have to think of something and then go back to the status quo. And I don't want WrestleMania to be Veterans Night. I want WrestleMania to be a big fight for Daniel Bryan, and let's hope that they do change plans and he wins the Royal Rumble. I really hope that they go in that direction, and they'll think of any excuse. I've heard that excuse for he's too short. Well, let's think about this. Small people have drawn big money in entertainment. Wolverine is 5'3" in the X-Men, and he's the biggest Marvel cash cow that they have. Who else is there? Because they'll say, oh, that's fiction, that's not real. Okay, real life. Floyd Mayweather, biggest draw in boxing, biggest pay-per-view draw probably in the world right now. Draws more in one pay-per-view than WWE can draw in a year's worth of pay-per-views put together. Floyd Mayweather is what, 5'8", 5'7"? Canelo Alvarez is 5'10", and they drew 2 million buys. George St. Pierre and BJ Penn draw money. Small guys can draw. If you stop fucking around, but you know why they draw? Because they are presented, their skills are highlighted, they're fearless warriors with great personalities that draw you in and people respect them. And that's what they should be doing with Daniel Bryan, and that's what they need to do with Daniel Bryan. And I've got 2 minutes left, and let me just conclude with this. Take the chains off, stop it, get out of your comfort zone. Your fans want him. Look, there's a wallet right there, but you can't see it. Do you want my money? You can have my money. Give me what I want. I want to see Daniel Bryan, and we're not alone. This is not the internet, not the minority 25% of fans talking. No, the entire arena wants him, and it's not just one night. It's been happening forever, and it's time to do something about it. Anyways, I'm gonna stop. You guys let me know what you think. Dalxyman, thank you. TV Tracks, I've advertised this on your own video. Thank you very much. Guys, comment, rate, subscribe. I better finish because I'll exceed my time limit. Take care, peace, rate, subscribe, Wrestling Forums. Hello, bye.